What's going on, everybody? This is Travis from Candid at the Movies, and today I will be reviewing the new horror suspense film known as MaXXXine. Now, this movie does star Mia Goth, Elizabeth Debicki, Kevin Bacon, and Giancarlo Esposito, and this is the final film of the X Trilogy done by Ty West. Now, if you've heard anything about MaXXXine, here's the basic plot of it. MaXXXine Minx, who is a porn star and aspiring actress, gets her big break into getting into the big movies, but all set in 1985, there is the Night Stalker that is going around Hollywood, California, going around doing a lot of killings, and all while this is going on, some stuff from MaXXXine's past comes back to get her. That's all I'm gonna put into this movie because I want everyone to see this movie. This movie is really good. It gives you a lot of the love of the late 70s horror films mixed in with 1980s cop dramas if you catch it. It's a lot of different stuff that is brought into this movie, which puts this movie into its own universe. Now, if you do know about the X Trilogy, all three of the films have all been completely different and all different types of horrors. With X, that movie was more so like your grindhouse 70s pretty crazy type of horror suspense comedy. It's got a lot of funny moments in it, but it's more of a horror suspense in that type of world, and it's really weird and it does get you going. But with Pearl, that was more so a prequel of X set in around the 1920s, where the character of Pearl is a woman that is trapped, as she states, on her little farm with her mom and dad, and she's just trying to break out to be a star. This one is more so like your old school, as they call them, the talkie movies, where they're just everybody's doing big dance numbers and just all being real nice and cute and kosher, all while being a horror movie. And truthfully, it's probably one of the more out there and entertaining films you'll ever watch. And with MaXXXine, it fits into the same world, all while giving you something completely different. I really like the aspect of the 80s, how big certain things were, how the president was against different things, how they were going against music, the influence of devils being brought into the media culture. It was a pretty weird time. I wasn't born during them, but I do remember seeing a lot of people just have different opinions on how things were going, and especially how people were being raised and taught and how they consume media. I thought that this was a really, really well put together film. The only problem I had with this movie is trying to place where you like it with the other three films. Weirdly enough, this movie is so good, but I don't know if it's better than the original X or Pearl. It's its own thing, and with it all fitting within this trilogy, it works perfectly. Giancarlo Esposito is probably one of the funnier off characters you'll ever get in this movie, and Kevin Bacon, being this New Orleans private detective, I always loved him as a villain. He's perfect in this role and he fits in it perfectly. The only other thing I would give this movie a fault is if you watched movies, or if you paid attention to this trilogy, there's going to be a part in the movie that you're just going to be like, oh, I could have saw this coming. And it may deflate you on how you feel about the movie at the end. Ultimately, I feel like it's a perfect circle of how you wanted this story to be told. It explained MaXXXine Minx and her life. It explained what fame and what she was willing to do to get there. It showed the repercussions of things you've done in your past. And all of those things I said could easily be turned into the Pearl movie. You can see all of that from every single angle, and it works perfectly in this film. I would give this movie a solid B. I wanted to give it a B+. I feel like the one thing, like I stated, that caused an issue for me was really the thing that kind of took a little bit of a point system down for me. But overall, MaXXXine, the X Trilogy, is something everyone should check out. Whether you like horror or not, it's something that's gonna entertain you regardless. But hey, comment below, let me know what you thought about MaXXXine. I'd love to hear what you all thought about it. or if you're going to actually give it a shot. But hey, this is Travis from Candid at the Movies. I'll catch you all later. Peace.